What up, people? This is Two Souls on Phyre Radio Show, and I'm over here with Marie and
Judah1,
and that's right. He's nominated for, what is it?
Pillar of the Year.
Pillar of the Year. Wow! Oh, wow! That's amazing. So we're here at Phyre Music Awards, and it's actually the first award show that they're doing. So I'm very excited to see who's gonna win and all that stuff like that. So,
yeah, as we all.
And you rap, you sing, or what?
No, I'm a poet.
You're a poet.
So I'm a poet. I'm the first poet laureate of Pomona.
Wow.
Yeah, I host a venue in Pomona called Like My State. This is our 16th year now.
Oh wow.
So we serve the whole IE. We're in Pomona, but we rep the whole IE.
Oh wow.
Deep Town in the house.
So how long have you been writing poetry?
About 25 years.
Wow. Have you ever gotten like published or like any of your poetry?
Yes, I have 2 books.
Oh, you have 2 books.
I have 3 books actually. My latest book though is While Seated. I'm actually on book tour right now. I'm on a national tour. So yeah, I go to San Jose in the morning first thing.
Where can we find your books at?
Shit, everywhere.
Oh really?
Yeah, everywhere.
Wow.
Just gotta ask my name. I'll look it up and get it to you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So what kind of poetry is it that you do?
I write about everything. Yeah, I write about everything. A lot of spiritual stuff, a lot of mental stuff, a lot about your consciousness, a lot about justice, and a lot about just remembering who you are as an individual.
That's important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love poetry. I like writing poetry myself too. I write a couple. I'm not like an expert, but I mean I do it. I started when I was in junior high. You know what I mean? So that's interesting that they're giving actually awards for that, because I never really hear about that. Like that they have.
I didn't know. I don't think I'm for a poetry award. I'm for the Pillar of the Year award.
Oh.
I'm against Noah James, Hit Boy. Quite a few pillars in the IE.
Oh,
So
I know. I think
different.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I did read about that.
And then there's another nominee for the Art of the Year.
Okay.
So that's for my book. Because my book is art and poetry, but it's a lot of art.
What's the book called again?
While Seated.
Wild Seated?
Wow.
Wild, like you're sitting down?
Yeah, while.
Oh, okay.
In the meanwhile.
Yeah, in the meanwhile.
Yeah, while
sitting.
seated, yeah.
Okay.
I wrote that during my tenure as the laureate of Pomona. So it's a 3-year, it's a 2-year, 10-year. I got another year. So those are all my poems during that year. I wrote 40 poems for my 40th birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, on my radio show, so we do have a poetry time. Because like I said, I do upcoming artists, music. I promote upcoming comedians and music producers, but we also have a spot called the Triple Shot Tuesday. Because every Tuesday night I do a show, and we promote also poetry. So we'll have like some poets. They'll send in their like little poetries here and there, whatever, and I'll read it off. But I've tried getting like them to like read it for me, so that way I don't have to read it, and it can come from their heart.
Right.
But some of them, they're like kind of shy or whatever.
Okay.
But they'll still email it to me, and I'll make sure I'll say their name and all that, and I read it the way I'm what's it called when you how when you make the poetry, right? You probably feeling a certain kind of way with it, and then when your audience reads it, like let's say me, right? I could take it and perceive it a different way too. That I'm like, wow, I related to it, but it may be not in the same way you did, but it still fed me. It fed my soul. So I read her poem, and then she was like later on messaging me, oh my God, like I liked how you said it. And afterwards I'd say a little thing about how I felt about it. So if you ever want to send your poetry, or even like 1 or 2, whatever, I'll put it on the radio show. Because we do have a poetry spot for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got some music too.
You do?
Yeah, I got some music.
What kind of music?
Streaming everywhere. It's hip hop.
Hip hop.
Well, it's poetry, but my last one was more so hip hop. That was called The First Laureate. Judah1, the first laureate of Pomona. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere.
Wow. Okay. Well, where could they find you? You want to go ahead and shout out where could people find you at?
LionLikeMindState.com.
That's right.
Judah1, JUDAH, the number 1.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Nice to meet you, Judah.
Nice to meet you too.